up, peeps? It's your girl, Dash. Come back to Real Takes. Well, it's that time, you guys. It's reaction time, and this is to Netflix, The Sandman. Now, before I get into episode 5, I just want to do a quick recap. I really enjoyed episode 4. That one was really, really good. Watching Dream go against Lucifer, played by Gwendolyn Christie, love me some her, and just seeing him, of course, fight back to get his helm back. And I was mad when, the Duke of Hell didn't want to do it, but I'm like, it is what it is. I love how certain instances in the challenge, certain, creatures and certain elements were utilized. And in the end, the one that pretty much caused her to buckle was Hope, and look on her face. I like how also just understanding how you have certain protocols when you show up somewhere, as a guest. You just cannot just go in there. And I like how he was explaining that to Matthew, and just seeing what it would look like down, in hell, and where they were traveling, and this is, and then him dealing, with coming to contact with past loves. That was really nice, because I kept thinking as we progressed in the episodes, will we see anything from his past and all that, especially when Constantine had made a comment, have you ever, girlfriend, have you had dealt with things? And he was, of course, mom. So I, hoping and then seeing him come into contact with that beautiful young lady. And of course you see him, cloaked in exactly what she sees as somebody she loved, and how he admitted to Matthew she betrayed him, whatever, and how it's been thousands of years. I'm like, my God, still, he loves it, but like, I still can't forgive you. And so it's like, oh, I know that just hurt. Then also seeing John talk to Rosemary, explaining, situation with his mother, how she lied, and the things he did, how she locked him up, whatever. And first she probably thought locked him in jail. Oh, he was locked up in psychiatric for years. Because I was wondering how early on he was. So when he's kind of like, she's like, how many years and all that, when they were at the gas station. And then her trying to get help. And when he told her, he said, you shouldn't have did it. I said it. I said, you should not. You should have just left that alone, dropped him off where you need to go, and just go. Sometimes when you want to do that, you don't know what you're really dealing with. Just don't. Just get them out of your sight and be done. And in the end, when and I love how she did, she's like, if you hurt, please just don't hurt my dog, and he was just like, no. He's like, take this, amulet. He's like, no one can hurt you, not even me. He's like, well, what about you? Like, I have my ruby now. And you see what happened when, of course, Dream showed up, and he could tell it was altered. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's able to try to get it back, if he's even able to. I want to see how that ends up, the full conclusion to that. But John now wanting to use it, to do some, supposedly, I think, good. So I'm curious to see what this episode is about. It's titled 24/7. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Say the rest of my thoughts with you guys.
Gotta get you out of here. Gotta get your ruby back. But we can't do that unless you wake the fuck up.
Oh.
Wake up!
How are you doing today?
How am I doing? Well, I'm feeling better than I have for quite some time, thank you. It makes dreams come true.
I bet it does.
I'm at the end of a double, and Marsh will be here soon.
How are you, Marsh? You good?
Yeah.
Or get something to go? Huh? Coffee? I just made a fresh pot.
God, yes. Stupid fight last night, and she left around midnight and never came home. So, of course, I'm like, freaking the fuck out.
I don't know why Judy's wasting her time on Donna Kavanaugh. Judy's so pretty, she could have any man in town.
I'm Mark, by the way.
And I'm gay, so...
Oh.
Of course.
Happy anniversary, you two. How are you on your special day?
How do you remember,
Every
man?
single year. Well, how could I forget? You two are my proudest achievement.
That's just sad.
How are you, Ben? How's Bernard doing? How's the writing going?
Oh, yeah, how's the novel?
Good. I thought I'd have more time to write with Bernard after college, but it's been great having him home, so...
What's the double-decker?
Oh, it's got 2 of everything. 2 patties, 2 layers of bacon, cheese, 2 fried eggs.
Oh, God.
See?
I'll have the salad.
Oh, you good?
I admire your discipline. both of you.
They're from Vanguard?
That's the CEO.
You're kidding. What's his name?
Dude, she's the CEO. He's the trophy husband.
I wanted you to like me.
I do like you. I like this version of you much better, don't you? Well, it starts with us, Bet. You and I, we're going to change the world. Make a more honest one.
How does that look?
You care too much about what other people think.
Yes, because I'm not the boss. I have no authority or credibility when you do shit like that, which you do all the fucking time.
Lower your voice right now.
Best taste of fries. I know that's right.
I don't think my texts are going through. Can I text you to see?
They're going through. She just doesn't want to hear from you.
Oh,
What?
you said it.
I hope she's all right.
Do you?
No. Hope she's been in a fucking car accident. At least that would explain why she hasn't texted back.
Bet doesn't think dollar's good enough for you.
She said that?
To Marsh. I heard her.
There you are. Happy anniversary, you two.
Hi,
How are you,
Beth.
Bet?
How are you on your special day?
What in the world?
There's a young man here interviewing at Vanguard today. His name is Mark. Mark,
Oh,
come.
no, she
Meet my
did.
friend. Sit.
Oh, well.
You don't want me back. You're just bored and lonely, and I'm what's around right now. Well, because I like to have dinner with you and Bernard. And have somebody else to cook for a change. I like to go upstairs to your son's room.
Oh my God.
I don't like fucking him. He's 21, Bet. And he knows what he's doing.
Oh my goodness.
Some men love taking orders from women.
Sorry to ruin your lunch.
No, you didn't ruin my lunch. Kate did. She's auditioning the new me.
Oh, he just.
He didn't break up with me. Apparently, we weren't even dating.
Shit. I'm sorry.
No, it's a good thing. Believe me.
Fuck anything except me,
Wow.
which is fine. Because he's not very good at it.
Damn.
So I won't leave, so she won't be alone, so people will think she's lovable, but she's not. She's cold, she's perfect, and I'm not. Sometimes you just need to get your dick sucked. You know?
Right.
Someone who sees how smart you are and how beautiful and
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I don't blame them for not wanting to procreate, since they're two of only about 2,000.
You're weak. You're fucking weak. You professor.
Oh!
What did you do?
He attacked me. You saw. You all saw. He tried to choke. I would never. That's not who I am.
I don't think it is you. I think it's him.
I offered you a world where you could be yourselves without having to suffer for it, but it seems you enjoy your suffering. In fire. And the lies we've told ourselves.
The hell?
The truth.
What did she do? She take her time.
How is this a better world?
You're still seeing it with your eyes.
What in the world?
You must return it to me so that I can repair the damage you have done.
Well, I'm not giving it to you, it's mine.
It is harming you, John, and your world.
It's revealing the truth.
But if you rob them of their dreams, if you take away their hope, then, yes, this is the truth of mankind.
All started there.
Your father was right. I never should have had you.
It's a dream! Your father stole the ruby from me and cursed you with it.
You mean he blessed me with it?
He didn't bless you with nothing, bro. He didn't even want you.
Your kingdom is my birthright. Your life and your lives end now. But I killed you.
You destroyed the ruby and released the power inside it. I would never have thought of that. So now, John, I will not kill you. Sleep well, John. Tomorrow, the rebuilding will begin. In this realm and in mine.
What's this?
I'm watching you. Big brother.
Oh. All right, you guys. This episode, I mean, mind-blowing. The entire cast in this, I don't even know where to begin. It's just so much to take in. Now, him, and I mean John, excuse me, coming into what looks like a diner and literally sitting to where he has a front row seat to utilizing that ruby to pretty much, as he put it, have people, speak their truths. There's no lies, resulting this no lies, because he wants people to be truth and they can be free. But with that, clearly, it comes at a cost from what you see as time goes on in the diner. You see, there's one couple in there. Eventually, I'm assuming they leave, but we get introduced to the waitress, and very sweet and nice and all that. And I was catching as Dylan seeing with her the way she engages, because she has her regulars. Then, of course, I think the guy's name was Marge. I'm not going to remember all the names. Let me just be honest. And I can see the vibe, like he kind of keeps to himself. And at first, I didn't know if they, kind of were seeing each other and something might have happened. He's kind of standoffish or whatever, So, of course, at first, I'm not sure what is his, deal, especially he seems very, put off, whatever. And she tries to engage him. Then, of course, we see a couple come in, the CEO, of this particular company, and her husband's a VP. And just, her talking how she helped, to set him up by sitting here at a certain spot, whatever, and all. They've been together 5 years and all that. So, of course, at first it's cute. Then this girl comes in here who's, waiting to meet her girlfriend. I think her name was Donna. And you will see she's kind of, really kind of, trying to get, the fact that she hadn't heard from her since the previous evening where they kind of had a little fight and she left. And ever since that night, she has not heard from her. She's not returned. I'm assuming calls and texts. So that's, interesting in that aspect as well. Then you have a gentleman who comes in who's, going to interview with actually the company, the woman who's sitting in the diner, the CEO of. So, certain instances and all that. And that's when it eventually picks up. And you see, as time goes on with the waitress, interacting with John and eventually him asking a question, she's like, what would you like handsome on? He's like, do you really mean that? That's when he starts to use the ruby. And she's like, I really don't, think you're handsome, just her being nice. She wants to be like, and I figured in some instances, just the way she carries on, with the way Marsh, and even when some of her regulars or people come in, and all that, just an engagement of that. Some individuals, they feel like that they want to, in some ways, instant small little gestures be like, by individual when they, show. So that's interesting how she starts to kind of feel a certain way, and then saying that you speak your truth, and this will make a better world. And she definitely grappled on and kept that in the mindset, hence as the progression of the actual episode. But things start taking a turn. Words, certain statements are made. I mean, my mouth, I don't know what my face looked like in the reaction, because I'm just like, some of the things I was hearing, like, okay, definitely with the couple, him, when she tells that he used to work at this gym and all that. He came in and he's working for her now, and then he's, eventually he wants to eat certain food and all. She's like, "Gotta watch your diet, I have to spinach salad, whatever, and all that." And he says, "Our anniversary, okay, but you can say, definitely the control factor there, but then a little bit of, tension between the two, because it seems like she's a certain way, she's kind of cold and all that, and definitely not, getting with him. But then she's like, he gets whatever, but he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm just like, all this stuff is coming out in certain conversations, and all the while that Ruby's right there, and he's just listening. He's, he can hear from afar, when the girl is trying to reach Donna, and she gets a hold of a friend, but she's like, "Let me reach out to the parents," whatever. And then you hear somebody like, the guy that said it, he was like, she knows you've been calling, she don't want to talk to you. Because that can be an instance. I know she did not like to hear that, but yeah, honey, sometimes that's how our folks, man or woman, they ain't really trying to be bothered. They'll let that stuff go, because it's like, once you read or respond, it's like you got to constantly deal with that. So it's like, let me just take that out of the equation. I'm just not going to respond to anything that you're saying. It is a thing. And then you see, the waitress goes back and talks to Marsh, and that was the scene that set the callus for me, because I was just like, I'm talking how, you can come over, I know my son always enjoys when you come over and all that. He doesn't really talk, as much, when you're, when it's just me, but, when you're there, he doesn't. And I didn't pick up on that part. It just assumed like, okay, whatever conversation is, if it's sports, whatever, and all that, because of her son. But when he makes the statement he did about how she's like, he'll go up to his room and you can, come up, whatever, and all that. I enjoy having, eating with you all, but then, I love coming upstairs and being with your son. And he's like, he's young. He's like, he's 21. He knows it. I was just like, the look on her face. I'm surprised she didn't lose it right then and there and just, went out of space. That's how I'm still trying to absorb that. Like, and the look on his face when he was explaining it to whatever. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was something right there. I just couldn't. And then, the CEO interviewing the young man, her telling how she feels about her husband and how she met him. He just worked at the gym, and then, how he can't perform whatever. And then him talking to the guy marching the back, talking about what's going on with you and Bet. That's her name, the waitress Bet. He's like, she like you still like her. I don't think she likes me now. Yeah, buddy. I'm sorry. No, I wouldn't either. Like, you were with me, but oh no, you'd rather go upstairs and be with my son. So I'm like, okay, you like, you like who you like, but I'm like, really? Yeah. And then as it progressed, more and more and more, just whatever he's doing with the Ruby, watching this, and of course goes back, get him some ice cream, and he's just, enjoying the news all the while listening and all that. And eventually she's like, it escalates where you can see something changes, because of course the waitress is up with the girl in the back. He's just walking through, noticing the moment with the CEO, with the interviewee, then, Marsh with the guy in the back, her husband, the VP, Bet with the girl, just everybody just getting their feel, so to speak, excuse me. Yeah, because he was just like, okay, walking by them, looking, and ice cream with the spoon, and eventually it kind of like something snaps out, and you see the VP and the guy getting into it and all that. And he gives him, and he's like, I didn't want this, whatever. And that's like, no, that's not what we want. I think this is what he wanted. And that's kind of where he goes into this whole explanation of, freeing them of their lives, whatever, and all that, what resulting in this type of stuff. No, I don't understand it. And that's where I was just like, I'm not understanding what you really think you were going to do, make this place a better world, and this is what you see. All the while things are probably happening outside, because I'm not just assuming all this stuff happening in this one little isolated area. He is causing other things to happen probably outside, hence as we see as they progress towards the end of the episode. And then you just noticed eventually, I just love when he finally wakes up after Matthew was like, you gotta wake the hell up. That's not the words he used, but And he just finally confronts him, and just like had to explain to him. Because when you see what these people start doing to just mutilating themselves and all, I'm like, no, sorry, John. I'm sorry. I'm not understanding. What do you think? Ridding the people of so-called loss, whatever. I mean, he's saying these dreams of the woman dreams of, writing something, doing something, even with the CEO wanting to get away, whatever, probably from working so hard. Even the same thing with the guy, wanting to prove to his father, he can make it, he can do this and all that. He can be more than he probably thought he would be, probably just working at the gym, whatever. Same thing, with the girl, wanting, to do whatever, and then the guy. But I'm just like, I don't know what you're visualizing, but I feel like the sad part with it with him is this is what he sees out of this because of everything he went through with his mother growing up, the environment she had him in, the things that she put in. If his mother never stole that him, that said, none of this would be happening to John. John would have not gone through what he's gone through. He would not be set where he was in this, mental place for decades. And it would not be withering away to him, because I can only imagine if they showed him a little bit younger and all that, but then utilizing, this ruby, which was not meant for, he said, mortals. He had no business having it. But then the arrogance kicked in, which is, you can see that's the father side, but a little bit of the mother. She came in with intent when she first met Roderick, coming inside, with the son, helping him out of that little situation and getting close to his father and all that. And then of course found out she's pregnant. He didn't want the child, because him thinking, oh, my father's near, your father didn't even want you, buddy. I really wish that he knew that. I don't think his mother ever, she might have told him, but I'm like, you can think whatever you want, but no, he did not. You would not be here truly if it wasn't for your mother. She left in due time, because if he had his way, he would have made her get rid of you. But just the fact of him wanting to get into his realm in the dreams, and take over, this is my birthright. My father, got this, this could be mine. I'm going to take over your, burning it down with the damage your father already did, because it was definitely not like that before he left to deal with Corinthians. So I'm just like, oh yeah, see. Towards the end, I felt sorry for when you see when he crushed it and all that thing he was doing that, and seeing Dream admit that I forgot how much power, of myself I put into it. So thank you for crushing on all that. And in the end, it worked to his advantage. He didn't even realize doing what he did, think he fully had control over everything in this dream world. And he's just going to go in and do what? Like, you know the first thing about what to do. But knowing him prior, quick learner, because you could tell all he did was reading, learning about his history and where he came from, whatever. So I want to put it past him. But just that moment when you see him, just as small as he was, in the palm of Dream's hand, I was just like, that was how fitting. Talk about humble moment. He's like, you and kill me. He's like, yeah, he could, but he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. It's not. This was not of his, doing honestly. This is of the making of his mother. He never met his father. This is all of his doing of his mother. She never introduced him to that, and then showing him what it was in store when they had that conversation. She came to visit him, bringing certain things in, like, around Christmas time, the snow, whatever, and all these little things. He would have never did it, where he took it, like she said, he took it, whatever, and she'd have called the cops to get it back, whatever. He eventually, used it. He harmed people, he killed people. So it's just like, oh my gosh. So in the end, you see what he did. He put him back where he needed to go, and now he's resting peacefully. But you see how the damage of whatever he's done, and even when he said, Dream was telling Matthew about, these are from, wounds that have not been healed, certain things that happen outside. So probably a ripple effect of whatever he was doing, probably in that diner, might have, resonate outside of that. You see all the harms, things, fires, on vehicles, whatever. So yeah, I'm glad he does have that. So he's kind of, that part is complete now. So I'm curious to see what the next, what is it? How many more episodes we have? I don't know. Is it 11? I think 10 or 11. 6 more. See what's going to happen with him, what he's doing, because he said he's going to, fix, what's happening with this, and also dealing with the realm. So I'm going to look forward to seeing who else we get introduced to, and I'm curious who that little beauty that showed up to big brother. I'm watching you. I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to knowing who this character is. So yes, I really did enjoy this, and I hope I made some sense, because it's just a lot to take in. Like I said, I didn't read the novel, so I'm just kind of going off of this face value every time I watch an episode, and I'm truly loving what I'm seeing. This was such a great episode, and with that said, you guys, comment below. Let me know what you think, and with that said, I'll see you guys in the next. You guys take care.